Hey guys, so I'm creating a few tutorials for you to use to be able to have an alternative to the Adobe Suite. And this one in particular is about GIMP, which is an image manipulation program, photo editing, very similar to Photoshop, that you can download for free. You can download it at www.gimp.org. Um, and you have several alternatives here to Linux for Mac or for Microsoft. So I'm not going to go through the download process. It's pretty self-explanatory and very simple. I have downloaded it here for myself. So I'm going to launch it. It's kind of a lean program, so it's not going to tax your resources too much, but it has a lot of capabilities. Many of them are pretty much equivalent to Photoshop. So you will see there's your canvas is going to appear here in the center. On to the left here, top left, you have your toolbox. Here you're going to have your layers similar to Photoshop, and here you're going to have different properties of each one of these tools that are going to display. So be displayed here. So I'm going to create a new canvas. Um, Remember that our usually we're working at 1800 by 1200 pixels. Um, Remember to have it in pixels here. And by default, you're going to have a white canvas. This is your background. And it's going to be at 50%. You can increase or reduce the size of your canvas and the way it's showing here, or with your zoom or your augmentation lens here too, here up on the corner. I'm going to leave it like that, but I'm going to change the color. I prefer to work on black background for titles. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to click on the bucket tool, and here I'm going to turn my background into black. Um, so I can move it a little bit, maybe closer to purple, but now it's going to be black. And the minute I click on it, you will notice that the background is black and everything turns into black. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I want to bring the rulers, which is similar to what you do in Photoshop. You pull them from the left ruler, and I want to pull this from the top, right here, maybe at 3/4. So I have space for the title here, my name, and the copyright notice. Okay, so I'm going to click on the title tool, and at the minute I click the canvas, you will see that there's options here. The default size of my fonts is 62. The default color is black. We need white, so I'm going to turn that into white. And I'll create my box here, and I'll write my title, community gathers together to feed the less during COVID crisis. You'll see that there's a little bit of text that is missing. It's simply that it's not showing because I haven't expanded the window enough. So now I have my first title. Now you see it's a little bit move to the right. I'm going to move it later with the positioning tool, the move tool, but I'm going to keep working on the other two segments of my title, so I move them all at the same time. So my second one, again, is going to be white, and the size is going to be a little bit smaller, 40. I'm going to write it here by Pablo Calvi. And my third one is going to go here, same, white. And copyright notice, which is, remember, Alt Option or Alt G, 2020. Okay, I'm going to reduce this maybe to 20. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger, 30. Okay. And now I have my three titles, and I'm going to use the Move tool to, be careful you're not moving your background, to position them. So you saw I selected on the canvas, and now I'm moving it to the right here. My second one is the byline, which is going to be underneath. And then my copyright notice, I'm going to select it again. Try to, it's a little bit tricky. Try to not move your background too much. No, sorry, here. Okay. There you go. No. Okay, I'm having some trouble here. There you go. So I want to put it here on the corner. Fit my background again. Okay, and now I have the three elements as I normally need, and I'm gonna show you that I can basically turn them on and off the same I did with Photoshop and save each one at a time. So I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna go to File, Export As. I'm gonna find the right folder, which is going to be my GIMP test, right? I'm gonna name it slide 1, and I'm gonna change the extension to JPEG. Slide 1, JPEG. Okay. I want to say export it here. I already have one named the same, so I want to replace it. Now here you have the option to reduce the quality to make the file a little bit more compressed, and I'm gonna take that option. 90 is usually okay. You probably want to test how big that file is when you're after you saved it, so I'm gonna leave it at 70%. Export it, and now I have my first one. Then I want to put my second file, my second slide, which is the title on my byline. File, same thing, export as. I'm going to name it slide 2. Is asking me if I want to replace it, and again I want to replace it at 70%. It's also a JPEG. I'm going to export it, and then my third one, File, Export, is going to be my slide 3. Same process done before. Replace it at 70%. Now I'm done. The one last thing is I'm going to save this before I close this program. I want to save my last file, so I want to because my closing titles need to be there too, so I'm going to export them as slide 20. Export, export. So now I have my opening and closing titles to put in my slideshow. Just in case, I'm going to save this file to the original file inside of my GIMP test. The extension is XCF, and all the changes and everything that you created inside of this working file is going to exist there, right? So I'm going to save that too. Now I'm going to show you this is my window, and I have my slide 1 is 56K. If I click on it, you will see the quality is pretty good. My slide 2, 59, my slide 3, 61, and the 20, which is exactly the same as the 3, is 61K. So they are moderately small files, and they are pretty good to put directly, as they are JPEGs, they are to put directly on Soundslides. So I'll work on our next tutorial on how to modify an image and resize it for Soundslides too.